This lesson is on changing data that's already in a table. Now we're going to use a special procedure to do this to get a handle on the data we do want to change. And what I've done here is in each row, I've put a button with the social security number instead of just displaying it. So this allows us to decide which one we want to change. If you look, we see we have all 23 authors listed here. Now, Ann Dull wants to change her name to Ann Bright. So I'm going to click on this button. And now it called the program, ran it, and put the name of the person I clicked in the field. So let's go change the name. So it says Ann Bright. I'm going to save the changes. And it says author updated Bright Ann, or Ann Bright. And here it is. Ann Bright is there now, and there is no Ann Dull. So that change has been effected. Of course, the social security number stays the same because that's the primary key. There's an error built into this program that I want to show you because it's a trap that's easy to fall into. Look at the name here, Michael O'Leary, the apostrophe. I go ahead and click on that button, and it just brings in O. It doesn't bring in the whole O'Leary. Remember Michael O. I'll show you him in the code and why that didn't work, and so you can avoid that kind of pitfall in the future. Before I do that, I'm going to quickly do a view page source, and we'll just take a very quick look at the type buttons that we're creating here. If you look, there's a type equals submit, the name of the button is update author, and the value of the button is the social security number of the particular author that we want to change. We're going to use that value to know what to get out of the database and where to change the information in the database. So let's close that, and we'll go now to the code. So here we are, top of the program, couple of division styles. Here I check to make sure that the update author is set or not set. If it is set, I go ahead and get this into update author. Well, what I'm getting, of course, is the value of the button. The value of the button is a social security number normally. But in the beginning, I'm just going to have it be blank. So let's go down. There's a little trick with the button being named update author. I have that in all places. All buttons are named update author. And we're going to use information based on that to know whether we're saving changes or whether we're retrieving data and putting it in the form like we did the first time. So stay tuned. Keep that in the back of your mind. That name is the name of all the buttons on the form. Let's go down. Our normal connection, MySQL Connect. Select the database. Now, form data. I named it just like my SSN and my last name, etc. So the normal routine, if there's nothing there, if it's not been set the first time in, we just blank it out. Now down here, I'm looking at update author. I'm saying if it equals save changes, that's the button where we save the changes, then if my fields aren't empty, the first name and last name, I'm going to run an update author function. Let's go back. Remember, most of the update author buttons had a social security number on it, but the one button had the word save changes. Let's go back to it. You can see here that button, while the name of the button may be update author, the text was save changes or the value. And over here, the value is the social security number. So by looking at the value of the button, our PHP program can detect what button was pressed and then do something about it. This behaves very much like we did with radio buttons. Remember how we named them all the same and we knew which one was selected by the value of the button, even though they all had the same name? Works that way with regular buttons as well. All right, so we'll look at the updating the author function. So we've clicked the save changes. That means when I had Ann Dull in my form, I changed Dull to Bright, and it would have run this function. Let's go down to the bottom of the code and look at that function. And here we are, update author, connection string, and 3 pieces of information I need. So I'm formatting the statement, update author. I set the first name to my first name, the last name to my last name. I just go ahead and do this every time. You could go in and detect whether they made any changes to what was initially put in the fields and then only put out the set for the one that changed if it was just one of them. In this case, I thought it was just as easy to just set them all again. So the last name changed, but the first name's the same. And it really didn't hurt anything. Now again, if I leave off the where clause, that means I would change every row in the table to and Bright. We don't want to do that, clearly. So we need the where clause on the update author statement, checking where the social security number equals the one that we passed in. Now, if it works, display author updated, that's okay. Otherwise, our standard error messages and the word not updated is returned. So let's go back up to that code again. Because this time we have code going on down here that we need to do. Now, if the button wasn't Save Changes, it just skips all this and drops down here and selects the information off the author table. We make sure that we selected it OK. If not, we display the error message. Else we come down and we start building the table just as we've done in the past. Go down farther, we're fetching the data. And now here, I'm checking this field to make sure that it's not Save Changes. I want to make sure that that wasn't the button that was pressed. If one of the other buttons that had the social security number on it was pressed, I want to go get it. I want to get the particular one they want to change. So I trim the value, which is the social, and I compare it to the social that was just returned from the row. Now, obviously, we're only going to save this information off one time. It's for the one button that I do press that this will match. So when it does, I save off the row's information into these fields, my SSN, last name, and my first name. So I'm going to save that off. I'm writing out to the table. Here's the button. Type submit, update author. The value is the social. Now, what we need to do is once we have this information, the my SSN, last name, and first name, down below the loop, we're setting that form that we have to the right. We're defaulting it with those values that came back. I'm putting the last name there and the first name there. Remember when we first clicked the button, it ran this program and put in the words dull Ann or Ann Dull for the name. But what about this? The social security number. We didn't see that on the form. Here, I'll take you back and I'll show you. So I'll come back to Michael O. Let's not forget him. If I click on this one, it brings in Abraham Bennett. But I don't see a social security number there. Let's do a view page source. We'll see if we can get to where that is. So now we're going to show you on the form where this is. Here's Bennett, my last name. But if we go to the left here, we see that there is a hidden input type that has the social name and the actual social security number for Mr. Bennett. So it's on the form and it's got a name, but because it's hidden, the user doesn't see it. So we don't have to see it. Let's go back to the code real quick. So this hidden value is the key here. The reason we do this is we want our form to be able to retrieve that value later when we click enter so we know which author to save. This code is in your working files area so you can review it. That ends our lesson on changing data in a table.